Hey guys, I'm Xerxes.
I'm Dionysius.
I'm Medussa.
Ariadne.
All right, and we're going to talk about weave today.
Can I say,
Ariadne,
is there something you want to know about weaves? About the extensions we put in our hair or relaxers and stuff like that, or why we do it, or whatever? Is there a question? So ask us.
I do want to know something.
Okay, what is it?
Two things.
Yeah.
Does it hurt? Is it expensive?
Which one? Which one hurts? Which one are you asking?
Putting extensions and weaves.
I'm tender-headed.
Okay.
Everything hurts and everything's expensive.
Everything hurts and everything's expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, most of it is expensive.
Okay. Well,
That's it.
I think it's stupid.
Why do you think it's stupid?
Well, why would you put yourself in pain, right, and cost yourself lots of money for something that doesn't necessarily make you like the most attractive person in the world, like from what you ordinary are. Like people can still see your face. Your face is still there, right?
You'd be surprised at the difference it makes to people.
There is like what do you call it? There is demand for just the natural look, for natural beauty.
Now
it's
there
everywhere.
is.
We want to believe
it's
that,
in like
but
it's
no.
in like 70% of the penises of every man in your country.
So
that's what it is.
why I can say this.
No.
No, right.
No.
You know
Okay.
because you're a woman, right?
Yes, I know.
Actually,
I know
she's
about
right.
penises because I am a woman.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
because and this is the thing. You guys say these things. You're like, why are you wearing this? And like what you just said. Oh, there's the demand for the natural look, but no, they will still.
Look, I understand there's pop culture, okay? I understand there's pop
Yes,
culture,
pop.
but like
Popular.
pop culture doesn't necessarily like dictate what is and isn't explicitly attractive, okay?
It's sort of.
That's a really shallow way to look at it.
It's sort of
Because
does
no.
actually.
No, once you're raised thinking these things, do you know how long it takes to like break that?
Yeah,
So
okay.
you're raised and you're like everybody.
Yeah, but that's part of my point, right? That you are indoctrinated, and you should
Yes.
recognize that you're indoctrinated, and you
Okay.
should fight your indoctrination.
yeah, that would be great, but that's not
It
how
would be
life
great.
works.
Well,
So you
actually,
just think
That's just actually
it
not
does.
how
It does for a lot of
You
people.
are like I
For a
told
lot
you,
of
you're
people.
not.
Okay, so consider like religions, right? There are religious apostates. These are
Okay.
people who are like born in like very hyper religious settings, etc., etc. But like for some reason or the other, they realize that okay, they're being indoctrinated into one way, and they don't like that way. Actually, it doesn't benefit them. And then there are other enclaves of people who like accept them the way they are, and so they move out as apostates. Depending on what country you are, they'll die.
easy.
But
Yeah,
since
exactly.
it's hair,
People are
you're not
being
gonna die. No
Here's
one's
the
gonna
thing.
kill
It's
you.
actually easier to step out of your religion than it is to like
Oh,
break.
come on!
the-
Oh,
Are you kidding?
Oh, jeez.
You've like read a book or two. Think about like the thousands, the millions of
Oh,
people
my
who
God.
just like know what they know. They don't think about it. They don't think.
What's going
They
to
don't
happen?
think I've been taught by the great overlords who are trying to sell weave.
Medussa,
They don't think
what
that.
will happen when you just take out your extensions? What happens then?
I barely ever have extensions.
Do you?
in.
Yeah, okay, but
Yeah.
what happens when you?
I'm still
like,
the same
from now?
person.
Okay.
I understand this.
Okay,
I
but
do.
you suddenly become like much less attractive? Like the amount of people who like lech at you
Here's
on
the
the road,
thing.
does it
It's
reduce?
very easy
does that
to
hurt?
say these things,
Okay.
but like you're not thinking like the common man who doesn't think somebody's trying to sell me the idea that weaves are right. They're just thinking they've just been programmed to think that. No one's gonna know. Like a lot of people don't know that this is something that has been
Okay,
pushed
so
on them.
put anti-weave propaganda everywhere.
Oh
Problem
yeah.
solved.
Oh yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's just break all the. Let's
Yeah,
this
but some women actually like to wear
people like weaves.
weave. Like, okay, so
Okay,
Um,
then remain poor.
some women say that
we're not
okay, I'm
complaining
not.
about that.
Some women say they don't wear
Train.
weave for the guy; they wear it for themselves.
Yeah.
They like it that they look better with this. They want to have different looks every month, and this is why they invest so much. It's not really about the men; they don't care. They're not doing it for
I
men.
have
Yeah, like
extensions in
just
now
watch me.
because
I'm just gonna
don't
get
wanna
like
style my
dick
hair every
implants
day.
for myself because like I just want to feel confident.
So here's
No,
the
no,
thing.
no.
Here's what men never seem to understand.
I just want to feel
is that
confident with like a 13-inch
women do a lot of
month.
things for women. I don't even think it's for yourself.
It's not.
I don't think women are doing things for themselves. I think they're doing it for other women because like competition is just
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Of course. Look,
Yeah.
you live in a society. You do these like fashionable things, like for other people. It's not just for yourself.
It's
But you feel good when you're
fashion
doing
is
it,
something
so-
that's ingrained
Yeah,
in
I
you.
feel
it's like
good
you're
when
wearing
I
a
defeat
t-shirt right now
opponents in
because
any
someone
competition.
said, you know what, t-shirts are in now. You're not wearing a dashiki or whatever.
Like, look, if I win any competition, right, I'm not really doing it for myself.
Doing
Okay.
it for...
Right. Yeah, I am doing
I
it for
don't believe in
myself in
doing
a
it
sense,
for yourself.
but like,
I don't think people are doing these things for
No,
themselves.
some people do these
but
things for
I'm
themselves,
motivated.
actually.
But,
I'm
like,
motivated. I'm
majority
motivated
of
by
people.
factors other than myself. I'm motivated by just the pure joy of destroying my enemies, right?
So when we wear these weaves,
Exactly.
we want to
What we're saying
destroy
is it's not
our enemies.
for the men.
Oh,
You're
you
getting
wanna
a dick
slay.
implant so that you can stand by the urinal and be like, boom, my penis is bigger than yours. It's not because you're thinking all these women are going to be like, hey,
They're gonna be
bigger
lining
penis.
up to-
Or like women, I can't even say we because like I barely ever do anything.
Okay.
But women have weaves because like
Okay.
I'm gonna notice
Okay, but-
that that's
okay, but
real
here-
human hair. I
here's-
don't think it, like a man's not gonna know where this hair is coming from. Hair is hair.
Yeah,
Women are gonna notice
We
that,
all
so
know,
we're
just so
doing
you
it.
know. Like every guy
No,
knows.
you don't know
No, you
what's
don't.
human
Yes,
hair
you
and you
know
don't know what's
synthetic.
synthetic.
Yeah, we
You
do.
know there's
You really
synthetic
don't.
hair.
See, you
Yeah.
like to
Where we get
think
these-
that all men know these things.
Like-
You also like to think that you like know everything.
Like
but I'm
like
gonna
most
say
like most guys can
most people
tell.
do.
No.
Yeah, where are these
Yeah,
most
they
guys?
really
Where
can.
are they?
Peter
What
didn't know
planets?
They really.
Do you know where? Do you know?
Well, you know,
There
I
are some
guess the
convincing
more
ones.
they pay, the less.
But you
the
don't
less
know.
obvious.
She doesn't tell
It
you how
is.
much she's paid for
Yeah.
the hair extensions. How will you know then that this is?
Oh, because in this society, you should be able to pay for your girl's weave. So that's how you get to know
That's
how
how
much
you know.
it is.
Here's the thing: you can give your girl like 200K, and she can buy 5K weave, and you won't know that
You
she
would
didn't
not
spend
know.
all the 200K on the hair.
Well,
You
that's a
won't know
smart woman. That's
That
a
is a
woman you
smart
should
woman.
marry at the end of the day.
But
But
guys,
you find that most women will spend that. In fact, that 200K will not be enough for
yeah.
the little Peruvian hair
that.
that they want to invest in.
Peruvian.
Okay, but look.
Peruvian- the
Okay,
Peruvian.
but here's the thing,
Oh,
right?
that's Peruvian.
Peruvian. See, when you say every time, what is this? Peruvian.
Oh, just because he's not like
You don't
hyper
know.
hyper
Oh, wait,
educated.
Okay, list the what should I call
Look.
it?
I
List
can't
the
do it.
countries that these hair come from.
Yeah.
The hairs.
I know they definitely
mostly
come
China.
from somewhere in
Because you've
Asia. Cause
Mostly China.
Their hairs
Mostly China.
Yeah, mostly
Human
China.
hair, China.
Yeah,
So the
yeah,
human
actually.
hair extensions that we put on our hair, it's from China.
Brazil.
Mostly, actually.
No. I think most of them are
Good
from
one.
Brazil.
That's one.
Yeah, no,
You know.
Brazilian is another one. But
Brazilian.
actually, no, this is a
Yeah,
fact
it's
that
being
I've
processed
actually
in China.
It's been
No,
processed
no,
in
no.
China. What are their names?
Everything
though?
is being
There is
processed in
Peruvian.
China.
There is Peruvian.
I don't know
You
their
said
names.
there's
It's not
Peruvian
important.
hair.
I don't buy the hair. But listen, right?
I
No,
thought
that's
you would
the
know.
point. That's what we're
You
getting
said
to.
every
You said
guy
you
would
would
know.
know.
No,
So you
I
should
can
know.
tell when
So
someone.
it's not about you. That's
If
what
you
we're
can
saying.
No, what I'm saying is I can tell when someone is wearing fake hair.
No, that wasn't the point. The point.
That was the point I was making.
We're
You were
saying
making another
that
point.
We can wear like we're not buying the most expensive hair for you. Obviously, you can tell when someone's wearing fake hair.
Yeah.
We're not born with like long straight hair that reaches our ankles. Which, by the way, black hair can grow to your
Yeah.
ankles if
Yeah.
you take care of it. But let's not go into that.
Okay, but
we're saying
here's another thing,
We're not
right?
buying 5K weave. We're buying 200K weave because other women will notice.
Okay, look, here's another strong point for why I personally do not like weave, right? Yeah, of course, because I know like this is just an argument you can argue in circles about it because like it's all opinionated, right? Okay, I don't think that you're actually representing like the beauty of black women by like putting
No, that's
weaves in
obvious.
their hair.
That's fairly obvious.
Right, and I just fundamentally disagree with that. I think like a black woman can look naturally
We've been
beautiful.
taught that white is right, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but that's not what it should be. Okay.
Yeah,
Nothing
when
is what it
realize-
should be. That is the way
Okay,
of the world.
okay,
We've
so-
been taught
so
these
fight it.
things.
Stop
you can't
arguing
fight what
against
you don't
me.
know. We know it. 'cause
Wait,
we're
we
educated.
already. Thank you.
Okay, but stop arguing against me.
No,
Then
no,
you
no,
should be saying like,
I'm
look,
arguing
I
against
wish.
your idea that it's so simple to break these things. It's not simple.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's simple.
Yeah.
It's straightforward.
It's not straightforward. There's no different.
Okay,
you-
if it's not straightforward, tell me the complicated. Tell me all the steps involved in actually breaking the.
Is
breaking
there
down.
something that you have been told from? Maybe there's something you have learned from when you were a kid. It's something that they have just imposed on you. They've told you this. They've told you this so many times, and you've sort of grown accustomed to it.
I don't know. You're asking me to point out a
Something, if there is something.
But if I can
Exactly.
just
But
point out-
let's not say it's
That's
a
the
delusion.
point.
Anything.
You
You
can't
don't
point
have
it
to
out the
view
same
it
way.
as a
I'm pointing out to
delusion.
you right
No,
now.
Yeah,
so you can
and
point
you're
that out
recognizing it
because
as a
we're
delusion.
starting to
No.
realize this.
You see,
But-
that is the thing. We might not necessarily recognize it as a delusion. You might not as well.
Okay, but here's my straightforward.
That is the
Here's my
point.
straightforward.
You think that is a delusion with what we do with our hair or our skin, like what we
Well,
use
it
these.
is.
So all these artificial things
Well,
that we use to enhance beauty.
is.
Let's call it
Okay,
that.
do you agree or not agree?
You
right?
think it's a delusion. We don't. We
on.
might not. I'm
you-
not saying we might not necessarily view it as that. But then let's say we have now come to realize that it is. It is not so easy. It is not
Yeah.
so
the same way you
simple,
can't point
it is
out
not
something
so
from your
straightforward.
childhood is the same way a lot of people
Do you
can't
understand?
say.
Now, do you
that
know
you're
why
being
it was so
brainwashed.
easy? You
Yeah,
know,
that's
it's,
my
it,
point.
it's so. You know, it's so easy for me to convert from one religion to another. You were talking about the apostates earlier,
Sure.
because it's good and bad. So it's very straightforward. It's two completely different things. I can just make the switch. But with this hair business,
Well, no, it isn't.
Wait,
It's not
no,
really like
no.
that.
That actually, that's how we view it, really, because it's this is good, this is evil. So maybe I sort of. I think I'm looking at it from a simplistic view here, but I'm now thinking, okay, this is evil. I need to move from this place and go to good. It's let's look at it that way. But with hair, it's not like that. Cause like she said, there's no one that has told you that this is actually wrong. So you can't easily just make that switch like, oh yeah, relaxers, extensions are bad, and then natural hair is good. So I'll just easily make that switch like those people have done. It's not that easy. It's not that straightforward.
So there's also hair stigma for men in Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
So like the fact that I have this dreads thing is extremely controversial.
Yeah,
it
is,
really
'cause
is.
even me,
I get comments about it. Yeah, even you.
Yeah, I did,
You feel iffy about it, right? Obviously, this is like a countrywide phenomenon of like how strong this thing is.
Yeah.
And here I am. I'm still doing it because I recognize that it's just a delusion. The fact that you would think
Yeah.
that just because your hair is shorter.
Yeah, so
right?
you're still not getting it. People recognize this. A lot of people don't, though. The same way you cannot point out something that you were
okay,
taught
but you're
from
missing
childhood.
You're not letting me finish. Okay,
You're saying
Finish,
we
so,
should realize.
Let me finish. The
Finish.
point is that all you have to do, the straightforward thing you have to do, is just create messaging, create dialogue, create propaganda, right? Against the delusion that you have.
So this is
and then
being
more
done,
people.
though. You do realize that
Already,
this
you
is
do know
being
they're doing
done.
that.
But this is
Even
not,
in
it doesn't
Nigeria.
happen overnight.
There's this
Well, do
new
it more.
movement now.
It
Do it-
doesn't
here.
do
do a
it
lot
more.
more. Yeah, everybody should just dip into their pockets.
Do it
and,
in
like,
Nigeria.
Do it.
End
They're
of story.
already
Look,
doing
there-
it.
there's
Okay,
a-
but
there's a
that's-
lot of
that's-
people that are
So if you
earning a
agree,
lot
then
of
what was that
money
whole thing
from
about
this
it being
industry.
complex?
Because
Because
you're
that's a
making
very
it seem like
straightforward.
So a lot of people
That is
know.
a straightforward.
Stop saying straightforward.
Nothing
It's
is
not that-
straightforward.
It is.
So I
It
got
is
weaves at
straightforward.
some point,
There is
and
one
I spent
step.
money I didn't want to spend on weaves.
Listen.
I knew I should have my
Let's
natural
break it
hair
down.
out because it's black beauty.
Let's break it
but
down.
like,
First,
we've
It's
been taught that it
straightforward.
looks better.
Whatever conundrums you have personally or
Uh-huh.
yours, right? The solution, right, on a grand scale is straightforward. You create more propaganda.
Nope.
That's it.
That
You've
means
already
nothing.
agreed.
That means
that-
nothing.
Okay, then
So you can
okay,
be like,
then what
black
else?
is beautiful, black is beautiful,
Okay,
black is beautiful.
what else? Why
But, like,
doesn't
if
propaganda
you've already
work?
been taught that you can't just, it's not a thing. People need to start appreciating black. So I have my natural
Okay,
hair
how
out.
can they
I
start
walk
appreciating
into the
black?
office, everybody's like, when are you going to get your hair done?
Yeah,
I'm like,
look,
this is
you're
done.
telling me an anecdote,
Okay.
okay? You're
It's a
giving
thing.
me an anecdote, okay? Look,
Okay, this is
I-
what
I'm
happens
asking you-
every day.
If you go to the market,
Listen.
my hair.
I understand, okay, but what I'm saying is, right? There's a solution, and the
It
solution.
doesn't happen overnight.
Okay, I didn't say it happened overnight, but there's
It's
one
not-
step.
you're
There's
saying
one
it's
solution.
straightforward. It's not
What is the
straightforward.
one
It is.
solution?
And the
then?
propaganda
More
is out there.
propaganda.
No.
It's already there.
It doesn't happen
though. It's
overnight.
already out there.
Do you think like white people just landed in Nigeria and everybody stopped
Look,
braiding their hair? and
something
bought
can
weaves?
take something can
Do you
take
know how long
100
it
years
took
and
to
still
put this in us first of all?
something can take 100 years and still be
Senses.
straightforward, okay?
Okay.
Because there's one step, there's one
Okay.
thing you do persistently and consistently.
What is it?
Propaganda.
Okay? Propaganda.
Yeah,
wait.
that's
Okay,
great.
if you
Propaganda
give
is
me
out there
more
already.
steps, give me like 10 different steps that I necessarily must do, right?
Uh-huh.
That must work in order for this thing to even start working, and then I'll agree that it's complex. But for now, you agree that propaganda is the thing we should do.
Propaganda.
But
Yeah.
it's already
But even
there.
within
Yeah, but there
propaganda,
can be
you
more
need to break
propaganda.
it
They
down.
are actually doing that.
Yeah, but there can be more. That's
They-
all.
See,
I'm
like
not
you
saying
said,
there isn't.
It's gonna
Oh.
be a process, so it's
Listen,
gonna take a while.
I'm not
so
saying
they
there
will-
isn't propaganda. I know
Yeah.
there's propaganda, but like I'm just saying that's the solution. Let's keep doing that and let's
They
do
are
more.
doing that.
I
Yeah.
just want to say,
So what
So
exactly?
there's a straightforward solution. It's
it's not
that.
straightforward. It's
We're
still
trying
not
to solve it.
straightforward. So
Okay,
you're
All right.
Then give me
simplifying.
other steps.
So we believe that in a perfect society,
Then give me other steps.
people would
If it's
have
not straightforward,
their,
give me other steps.
their natural hair and not be prodded to put weave, and then people can have their weave if
Actually-
they want and not be
Actually,
called fake or plastic.
Wait,
and
wait,
then
wait.
everyone lives
Now,
together.
there's
and
another
then-
No, I just
side-
think it wouldn't be a strong habit. I don't think I think it wouldn't be something that people relied on and became part of like people's
It wouldn't be
identity.
alive to see
right?
that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be, right?
Yeah.
Because you're all
We'll
lesser
kill you with
people
our
than me.
weaves.
You're all
We won't. I
you're all
said weave.
lesser
I said
people,
weave,
lesser
first
we,
of all.
lesser
These
wills than me.
but wait. There's another side to this thing. Apart from, so yes, the white man came and they imposed this thing on us that, like she said, white is right, white is beautiful, straight is good, everything. there's also the part
It's
of
the Western perception of beauty, isn't it? Okay?
yes, and then they were able. We
And it
we
has to do
sort
with
of
their hair that isn't your hair,
sorry.
and it has to do with their
No,
hair, which
no,
which
it's not
doesn't
about
look
hair
like
that's
your
not
hair.
yours, because you can also put your relaxers in your hair
And make your hair
then
straight.
looks like theirs.
Yeah, but that
Because
You
when
can
you
dye
have
it.
yeah, but that's
these,
not
when
what
you
your
have
hair
the-
actually
the-
looks
yeah,
like.
of course.
That's not the natural
Of
state.
course.
Okay, but
That's
then
what I'm
anyway,
saying.
Yeah,
the
it's
other
like
the other
dreads
side
in
of
the
this
form
thing
of
is
dreads you grow
okay.
out.
Sometimes these extensions are actually necessary.
You are
And
born with dreads, by
before-
the way.
What?
You can be born with dreads, actually.
Yes, like Dada people. Gotcha. Like,
Yeah.
you know, the Yoruba Dada.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like dreads
Gotcha.
are just basically a
Gotcha.
natural conclusion to like what your hair.
Conclusion.
Without basically, I thought
Yeah,
dreads
without
is when you don't,
manipulation.
when you just
Yeah.
leave it like that, and so they just
Yeah,
come in clumps,
they-
Yeah.
so you have that.
They,
So it doesn't
well,
come out of
the,
your
the,
hair,
the
it
term
leaves,
dreads is
like-
actually racist. They're locks,
You
right?
know
They
what? Yeah,
become
they're
locks.
locks.
Right?
All
But-
right.
Okay.
So like
God, as I was saying,
Okay.
the other side of this is actually sometimes using extensions. Maybe not real. Okay, let's not talk about relaxers now. But putting your hair in extensions, protective styling,
Protective
it's actually
styling.
necessary. So we're moving away from that whole white thing. It has to be straight. When it's straight, it's beautiful. This protects your hair, and breakage and obviously maybe
Daily
harsh weather.
manipulation, the weather.
Especially if
whatever.
you're in those climates where it's really really cold and winter and
Gotta
stuff
put it
like that,
away.
you have to do
Okay.
this. And before the white man even came and imposed their idea of beauty on us, I think we had this. I think there's some
Different
pictures.
things,
Yeah,
yeah.
there are pictures of
Okay,
African
so
women.
Why,
Even men
why don't
with
I and
their
my
hair
sister have
in-
to do that? My sister has really long dreads. I've got dreads. So why don't
Why
I?
don't you
Dreads
have
is
to
like
do-
Why don't-
almost like
why don't I-
protective styling, to be honest.
It is really.
Like-
It is actually.
Yeah.
so
They
why-
call them locks.
Yeah,
It's
it's
basically
locks.
So-
we call
so
them locks.
And it's
why not-
protective styling.
Yeah,
Why
not-
not grow
you
your
can
Why not grow
daily-
your locks?
I don't want
instead-
locks.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's basically the same thing. That's what I'm talking
But
about.
here's
This
the
is
thing:
other,
you
other,
have a problem. I don't have a problem with extensions. So you're like, why not grow your locks? Because I don't have a problem.
We
with
have no
extensions.
Okay,
problem.
but what
Yeah.
you want,
Mhm.
right?
I want
is
people to embrace. I don't want people to say,
No,
"Hey, I don't want natural hair because I don't look good at it." I want you to have your options. So if you decide that relaxers are the way to go, then that's on you. But I don't want you to say, "I want relaxers because black hair doesn't look good."
okay,
so I need you to
but
understand that
that's
there's beauty
naive,
across
you
the board.
know, because like people
Yeah?
do think that black hair doesn't look good.
That is
All right.
that is the problem we've addressed.
On-
that
on
you
that-
said there's a simple solution to.
on that.
Okay.
Okay, on
We've
that.
addressed
This whole
that.
this
Yeah,
whole
but you
hair-
still
this
seem
whole
to not
hair and,
agree.
We're never going
hair
to
and weave thing,
agree
right?
on that.
Is yes, it's mainly women, but it's entering into the male sphere of things. Okay, so there is also a pressure on men in our society to have beards. Okay, and because of that, there is now beard weave. Okay, people are like
There's a
yo,
beard
like people like this guy, like your beard, your
What?
your
Why
like
am I
your
just
beard.
hearing
Oh,
this?
like-
Wait, they're like you say your beard is not even connecting.
Yeah.
That your MCM does not have beard. So now there's and because of this pressure, there's now bearded weave. So if you are dating someone who doesn't, is baby faced, no beards, and then he uses
Okay, but
beard weave.
You know what that says to me, right? That says to me like a very insecure man.
Okay, so is it
Okay.
equivalent to a woman
simple.
putting
This is
weave
like-
on her hair? Is it equivalent
Like
to that?
if I learned that any of my friends had like beard weave, like I'd be like, your life is pathetic. Change,
I agree.
change.
So do they
I
use
agree, but is it-
extensions?
Change the way you
No,
are.
there is beard weave, and then there's also like balding fake hair. So if you're balding in the middle,
Okay,
you can get
that's an
fake hair.
obvious one. If you're a balding man, that's unfortunate.
your head.
Shave your head, okay?
No,
Because
extension
otherwise,
society is
But
telling
if he
you you're
doesn't
beautiful
want-
with hair.
and
So-
anything
so-
else.
So now I'm just asking.
Anything
I'm just
else?
asking,
Anything
is
else?
it equivalent
You're
for a guy to
insecure.
put beard weave to a lady putting weave
It's
on her
not
hair
because-
because
Yeah, I think so.
guys like
It's not
longer
so.
I
hair?
think so. I think it's
but
just.
not
I
in
think it's just to
society,
do with
because
insecurity.
Society has not made that socially acceptable.
I
yet.
think
But
society has made it socially acceptable for women to be
of course,
insecure.
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I
No.
think.
So let's leave this insecurity
Yeah.
argument because I'm gonna argue it till I die. Okay, I don't have extensions in.
No,
'cause
listen.
I'm insecure. I have extensions in because I don't want to play with my hair.
Yeah, but like
I don't want to
you would
style
say
my hair
that.
every day.
It-
And you know what? I like them. They look good,
Yeah.
and that's fine.
Sure.
But I also believe my natural hair looks fine, and it's out 11
Okay,
months. in
but
a year,
you're
in a-
like
yeah.
0.0001% of the
Yeah, yeah,
population,
exactly.
as you claimed I
That
was.
is true. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
a lot of men don't
Yeah, so,
think that
so your
natural
opinion
hair
of that
looks
is
great.
irrelevant. So we're
No,
talking about
it's
we're
not
talking about like
irrelevant.
general statements about
General
like how
statements, okay?
how many
Most
people in
people
Nigeria
think- Wait,
feel.
how about what?
about how many women in Nigeria.
Yeah,
feel,
yeah.
Okay,
But I
and they
believe
definitely
that. Weaves look better.
they definitely feel like kinky hair is bad.
Yeah, we've established this. Why do you keep bringing us back here?
Kinky hairs.
We've established
bad.
this. Everybody thinks that. Well, not everybody.
Because,
Most
because
people
you've not
think
agreed with me,
black
that's why I
no,
bring
we've
it back.
established this over and over. We're saying that
I
your
don't
is a
think they're
simple
going to
solution
agree.
is not a simple solution.
Yeah, okay, but if it's not a
They're
simple
not.
solution, give me the other steps, and you haven't given me
So
the
you
other
need
steps.
to first break down this thing. You're
Okay,
saying that
break
the
it
total
down.
solution to everything,
Break
down this
down.
idea is it's propaganda.
Okay.
This propaganda is not like simple. It's not boom,
Okay,
propaganda
break it
and
down.
next-
Give me other
it's-
steps. Go
so
on,
saying-
I'm
so
waiting.
you're putting out propaganda, obviously, but it's like it's more than just putting out things. Okay, this is a system that needs to be
Okay, what
nurtured.
else?
So you first need to let people know that this is not like
So
black
propaganda.
hair is not. So propaganda. You're saying propaganda.
That's
propaganda.
what it is.
That's just like
Letting
keep
people
on putting
know
BuzzFeed
it's just
articles
another
out
way of
that
propaganda.
Black hair is great. BuzzFeed articles. Let's keep going on.
Look,
and
propaganda
on
is
and
not
on.
just advertisement, you know. It's
Okay,
like a
yeah,
whole
I'm quite
discourse.
Aware,
Okay.
homeboy. Okay.
Okay. So generally, like, okay, right. The same way a guy should not discriminate whether she wears weave or uses natural hair.
I think he should.
No.
Right?
Yeah, that's
No, I don't think discriminate is the right word. I think it's your preference. So if you
Yeah,
like
okay.
someone that she's got her natural
Preference
hair
is
out,
discrimination.
fine.
That's what it is.
First of all, chill out.
No.
Okay, so a
No,
preference,
no,
all right.
no.
So
It is. You just associate
no.
discrimination with
and
like bad
basically,
words.
a woman should
If-
not be judged
The-
if
the
she
meaning of
puts weave
discrimination.
on.
And
If
so
she
a guy
likes
should not
to
be
do
judged.
it.
So you
So
might
a guy
have a
should not
beard.
be judged if he
You
has
might
beard
have beard.
weave.
You might have it.
Well,
And he would take
But
it
that's
off
naive
before
because
you
they
are
are.
night.
No, but I
The
think
same way you take your weave off and look different, he would take away his beard weave off
yeah,
and
but
look
then this
different.
is the thing. I might not
And you wouldn't
like
mind.
that. I might not find that attractive. But that's not. There's nothing. That's not a problem on you. You can still go ahead with your weave. So I'll go
You
with
know,
someone
the
that's
same
got
A
baby.
natural beard.
The same
So
way, like, I
guys-
get
So
like
guys
a lot of crap for
should
having my
be able to
natural
do
hair.
that.
Like, I'm ready for it. I'm just like, I'm ready for people to tell me why have I not got my hair done yet. It's the same way, like, you're probably gonna have to be ready for people to say, why do you have a wig
beard
on your
weave.
face?
So it's all back to like self-awareness
So-
and self-confidence.
Insecurity.
Insecurity, as he
Insecurity.
calls it. Yes.
So is
We're
that
not
what
gonna
we're
argue
going to
this
conclude with?
Actually, you
No.
said discrimination. And you
Heck
said
no.
you said discrimination and preference is the same thing.
Yeah, it's
Not
something.
really.
No.
Because if you discriminate against me because of my gender, let's say.
What does discrimination mean?
Prefer another gender, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think it's
Well,
just
what-
I don't think
well,
it's
what
like
is-
It's not
that.
that the other gender
What does
is
discrimination
mean?
like inferior or whatever. It's just
No.
I
So I
prefer
don't
this
think
gender.
you can I don't think you can
What does
equate
discrimination
the
mean?
meaning.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think
We're
you
not
can
going to
equate their
discuss
meanings.
semantics
I don't think
because
it's the
you
same
know
thing.
what
Well, that-
society has put on.
I'm just
like,
saying that they're
So
interchangeable
discrimination-
words.
I don't think actually
Discrimination
no, they're not.
Well,
would
they
be
are.
a
I
crime.
prefer rice.
Because-
Preference
over
would not be a
beans.
crime.
I prefer
So we're
rice
gonna put
to
on
beans.
some
How is that?
social.
Am I discriminating beans?
Okay.
Discrimination.
What?
Against
The thing
beans?
is-
No, it's not.
I swear we were talking about hair and now we're
We
talking about
were.
rice and beans.
Let's not do this.
Sorry,
So
okay,
we're-
let's
we're-
amend
we're
it.
gonna-
Okay, okay.
We're
Yeah.
going to go
You're
to...
trying to push.
No,
Okay,
I was just pointing out that
which
it's an
is gonna
interchangeable
water down
word.
our-
Absolutely
it's
not.
not
It's
interchangeable.
not.
They-
Okay, because
It's
there's
not.
They
societal
are.
It's
things
not.
that have changed the
It's
way these words are
absolutely-
defined.
If you just
okay?
look at the dictionary
It is
definition
not.
of
Yes,
Alright.
let's look at the
discrimination,
dictionary
Final
definition, 'cause life
words,
is
final
described.
words
It's just
on-
dictionary definitions.
on weave,
technical
society.
conversations are described by dictionary.
Final words on
conversations.
weave, society, westernization, all this. Just give me final words in as few words as possible. Go, Ariadne.
I don't think there's. I haven't got any final words, but
What you do?
no. The thing about this natural hair business is, yeah, we're now realizing certain things, and we're embracing certain things that we did not know before. I think it's gonna take some time, but I think the rest of society should give us that time as well, because they just expect us to jump. So as we were born, this thing was placed on us, and they placed this image on us, and we had to live up to that image. Now we're learning about, black hair is beautiful. Actually, we're learning about that, and we're exploring that. But then society just expects us to jump quickly from the straight hair thing to the black hair is beautiful thing. I don't think they're aware that there's struggles, there are challenges that we face in trying to arrive at this thing where we love our hair the way it is.
Okay.
So please give us some time.
All right. Final words, Medussa.
Yeah, I just say love your hair, whether you're black, white, or whatever. But if you choose to have your weaves in or extensions or whatever, go for it. Like, it's a preference thing. But just understand that there's like unique beauty points to each of these whatevers.
Okay. Dionysius. Shall I even? Dare I?
Look, man, there are obvious strong biases for wearing like weave against black hair per se on women, right? There's a perception on what feminine beauty is, and it's not a black woman. And I just think that buying into the hyper capitalistic market in Nigeria of buying weave all the time, it's just you're just literally supporting like the industry that profits off your insecurity. Okay, I think sure you should choose, but you should choose less. You should choose more to be like
That's up to you.
your only hair, right?
That's
Of
your
course,
choice.
yeah, of course that is my opinion, right? But like I'm stating my opinion. It's very opinionated, as stated at the beginning, right? That's what it is basically. I think women are just of course it requires time. Okay, sure, but it must be known and it must be constantly stressed that the bias should not lie in favor of not looking like a black woman.
Okay.
That's it.
And well, what I would say is I don't think society should pressure women into getting weaves. As you said, I agree with the fact that you say we should promote the black is beautiful thing, but there are some people who prefer to change your looks monthly. They prefer to look. They feel it's neater to have weave on.
They should die out.
Wow. Okay. I guess death is the solution.
No.
everything.
Sorry.
So yeah, that's that. Okay.
Well, technically.